Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys had a great week so far. I'm sitting here today with Keaton Kirkwood and Colevin Crause. We're going to be doing a Hot One style First We Feast question and answer period here. This is the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. So Sean Evans, if you're watching this, let us know how we did here. All right, we have 5 different hot sauces here that we're going to be going through. And in the interim, we're going to be asking different real estate related questions. All right, so we're going to be starting with our very first wing here. This is the Valentina's hot sauce. So again, we're starting light. We're going to be working our way forward. So gentlemen, enjoy. It's not too bad.
It's delicious.
Is it worthy of the name hot sauce?
Shut your face.
All right, so starting this off, guys, let us know, first of all, because you guys are all first time on this channel, tell us a little bit about yourself. Colvin, why don't you start?
Okay, well, I am kind of a generational realtor. My mom and stepdad have been realtors for I don't know, since the dinosaurs, roughly, give or take. And I've always been interested in real estate investing. Sorry, I'm actually burning up a little bit.
Oh God, I'm looking forward to this when these get hot.
And by trade, I'm a power engineer, so I was working in oil and gas. Didn't really care for the lifestyle much, and was still thinking that real estate investing was the way for me. And so the opportunity came up to join the family business, be part of real estate, and expedite my learning curve. So that's why I'm here, and I friggin' love it.
Fantastic. And you're actually going to be hosting an event tonight, right after we're done eating these wings here.
That's right.
And you've been running this event now for how long?
Well, we're rebooting this event. So we used to run it years ago with Ralph Case, if you're watching this. He was one of the co-founders of this years ago. So we're rebooting it. We've only been going for, I don't know, 6 or 7 months now. But yeah, it's great. We love it. And it's a great avenue for people to come out and learn what real estate investing is all about.
Awesome. Keaton, tell us a little bit about yourself. How's that first wing?
First one was good. I used to work in the oil industry, and after 3.5 years, I got bored of that. Moved out here, got into sales. Did sales for about a year in the car industry. Did really well at it, but wasn't a fan of the culture, and started looking at real estate. So I got on board with Kyle Green, which some of you may have heard of, who I work under. I've been doing that for 3.5 years, 3 3/4 now, and time flies by. Just normal mortgage brokering wasn't complicated enough, or it was a little too boring. So specialized with working with investment clients, and that's kind of what we do.
Fantastic. All right, so our next one here.
Whew. All right, let's go.
So I'm sitting here. So Sean Evans, if you're watching, I'm hoping we're not having another DJ Khaled incident here. You know, we're only 1 wing in and he's already sweating. All right, our next one is El Tapatio hot sauce. So this is more a salsa hot sauce. So gentlemen, enjoy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You said that you really like Valentina. And now you're dying after the first one.
Well, normally I don't drink it. I have it as a slight compliment to whatever I'm eating.
And it is just slightly complimented on your wing.
No. These wings are soggy with the hot sauce that we've put on them.
I think someone is preluding their failure.
Bring it on, Keaton Kirkwood. I will see you at the finish line.
You're already preparing your exit strategy. Smart investor.
So, guys, there's been a lot of rule changes here lately, both in mortgage brokers with different changes in the interest rates. There's been rules changing for the realtors. Can you guys talk a little bit about what do these changes mean to the average person in affordability? Whoever wants to take that one.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. So these rule changes, in January, the new stress testing rolled out. The biggest impact we've seen is obviously there's the buyers lose about 20% of their very top end for their purchasing power. But where we've seen it affect investors more is on debt coverage ratio calculations for rental purchases. What's happening is a lender's taking a worksheet where you need $1,200 in rent for every $1,000 in expenses, but then they're calculating these expenses with vacancy, with fictional things like very high insurance costs, water, electricity, heating, which may be covered by a tenant, but they're putting it all in. Then they're also calculating the mortgage payment using the rate plus 2%, which is really fictional because you take a property that may cash flow $400 or $500 a month and is barely breaking even doing this calculation. And we've been finding that a lot of these lenders are really struggling to get deals done lately.
Right. What are your thoughts on some of these rule changes? How are they affecting buyers right now in the market?
Well, it depends which buyer, really. So Victoria and Vancouver, for those of you that don't know, it's awesome. We're kind of like the California of Canada. People want to move here. So we're getting a lot of retirees. We're getting a lot of investment activity. And then we have the first-time home buyers, or the poor saps, as I like to call them. And so the rule changes, and the BC government, they want to see housing prices come down to make it affordable, whatever that means, depending who you talk to. But really, as Keaton just alluded to, it's making it harder for people to buy homes. So, but now they're having to compete with people looking to retire, already well established, have the money to do it. It's actually just making it worse for the people who weren't able to afford a home before.
Right.
That's what I've been experiencing. So working with some first-time home buyers, it's very difficult for them to get into the market now.
So really, it's not so much the competition that's out there, it's more the intervention that's causing the attack on the affordability, right? The increase in the stress test, increase in taxes is a big one too.
Yeah, huge.
Vancouver itself, they put in the empty homes tax. They also did the recent school tax, where suddenly someone who owns a home that's worth $2 million, now you might be thinking like $2 million, these people have a ton of equity. But if you can't access the equity, you still got to pay all these increased taxes. And for a senior citizen who's, got their nest egg in their home but still wants to live there, that becomes very difficult for them to do that. So really the attack on affordability is not so much the competition in the inventory, it's been the changes that's been coming up and making it less affordable for people, right?
Yeah, there's some more sides to that as well. So outside the real estate sphere, there's just the general cost of doing business as well. So rezoning applications, right? The time it takes to do that exposure market, the cost of doing that, the cost of supplies, the cost of labor, because there is a boom in industry here, so there's less people to go around. That's all driving prices up.
Absolutely.
And the developer is not going to build a home to lose money on it to help somebody
they're
else.
passing it down to the next buyer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There was actually an article that came out that you should link on this that outlined the cost of building a condo for a developer and the percentage of the final purchase price that was taxes. You should find the link and post it for the viewers.
Keaton, you find me that link. We're going to post it in the show notes below. And so that way you guys can take a look at that. All right, guys, moving on. Our next wing here, this one is C.A. John's Killer Chipotle. Now, this one is not one that's from the show. This was a filler that we did, but we figured we'd switch it up, have some Chipotle in there. Let's dive in.
Cheers, big ears.
Cheers, guys.
Almost in the chocolate milk.
Way down. Recovered. It's all so saucy.
5-second rule. Having fun, Colvin?
Subtle hints of sweetness and death, all mixed into one.
It's got a little smoky feel to it. This was not too bad. I like this one.
Yeah, it's yummy. It burns a bit, but it's yummy.
It's kind of got that moment where it creeps up on you,
Are we even at Frank's Extra Hot yet? Poor Colvin.
All right, guys. As we have our finger-licking goodness here, let's talk about what are some of your opinions on what are some emerging opportunities for investors.
Well, one thing I'll highlight on is as rates rise and the rules get more difficult, we are seeing some of the investors that didn't quite have an airtight plan put together, or they didn't really plan their exits and their contingencies, where they're starting to be forced to get out of some of their deals. And there's a lot of opportunity for a savvy investor who is either well networked or keeping an eye open for it to recover some of these deals, where maybe an investor just was run out of capital with the changes and they can no longer do what's needed to make it a working or a strong investment.
Okay.
Whew, that creeped up on me there.
We need a tap out buzzer.
I'm starting to feel that one too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling the sweat under the collar here.
Yeah,
And,
like when you breathe out, it burns more. All right. Opportunities I'm seeing in the market for investors. It's still very much a seller's market, but things have cooled, and because of that, there's shock. So there's people like, oh my God, is the sky falling? What's going to happen? I'm going to wait. And those sellers that actually need to sell are stuck, and so there's an opportunity to bargain down the price, fairly significantly compared to what you were able to do a few months ago. And the way I describe it to my clients is there's two markets, right? There's the rental market, and then there's the buyer market or purchaser market.
Yeah.
And the rental market in Victoria is still bananas. For anyone here who's a renter, I feel for you. And with that being so, prices going down, rent staying the same or going up, there's an opportunity for just vanilla investment. So buying a single family home with a suite, and you can still get cash flow out of it,
Right.
depending where you're looking. And then of course if there's value add, that's always going to be better. But in general, we're seeing the ability to negotiate increase, which creates more spread for the investor across all asset classes.
Right. Absolutely. There's lots of opportunity out there. People know how to take advantage of it, especially with the slowdown right now too, because you can do that negotiating. I feel like as I'm talking though, I feel the fire coming out of my mouth.
I know, spitting hot fire, man.
As opposed to cold fire.
Spit hot fire.
I know I've already been diving into the water. I know I made it a little further. I actually made it to after this thing before I dived into the water, but I'm looking at that chocolate milk though, and I'm eyeing it. I'm eyeing it. All right, let's move on. So here's where the Scovilles are really going to jump on us here. These ones are a little milder. These ones are supposed to be on the hotter scale. If you've watched the show at all, pain 100%. This is our next one here. I mean, it says right here on the bottle, there are several levels of pain. They're marked with a percentage. This is 100% pain. So let's dive in.
Hot sauce with training wheels.
Oh,
Ooh, you can just smell the Scovilles on this one.
I'm just doing a bite on that one.
Who needs nose hair clippers when you got this? Hey,
Oh, come on, Cam. You got to eat the
Go
whole
on.
thing.
You know what?
come
Nope.
on. Cheers, big ears. Let's do this.
Oh.
If Colvin's doing it, you got to do it.
I feel like you guys are giving me like the meatiest wings too, with the most amount of like square footage on
Surface
it.
area.
Who ate a spoonful of the hottest hot sauce before we started, Cam?
Oh my God.
It just brags every time, right? All right. Well, that.
That was like
Oh, I'm savoring every
Wolverine
bit.
in X-Men 3 when he was trying to like kill the Phoenix lady, whatever. He's just dying, but he's gonna get there. That's what eating that wing was like.
I'm.
You
All right.
sick man.
Over 2 months in Thailand is paying off.
I'm gonna start crying.
My mouth is on fire. It's seriously on fire. Sorry, guys. I'm going for the chocolate milk here.
DJ Cal.
DJ Cal quit. I'm not quitting. I'm just touching the milk.
I would say one bite out of a wing is quitting, so we better differentiate that right now.
All right, come on, keep going.
All right. The housing.
Want me to read the questions?
The Vancouver Courier has had news headlines on August 23rd saying housing market downturn harms budget proposed by BC ADP. What do you make of that?
Could you repeat that?
There's a news headline that says the housing market downturn harms the budget proposed by the NDP. What is your take on that?
Well, I don't usually like to give a but I think the reality is that a huge portion of the tax base for the government is going to come from real estate. It's a huge part of the GDP for BC. If they keep sawing off the legs, it's going to hurt the community and the province as a whole. They also don't realize that the more they attack investors, the more they're going to attack renters in the long run, right? Because if investors start walking away, it's going to be more owner-occupied. Someone's not going to pay to have you living in their unit every month. And I think that's something the NDP has to come to realize.
Yeah, well said, Keaton. Uno momento. keep ice cubes in there. Helps a little bit. I'm crying. Don't touch my eyes.
Yeah, don't touch your eyes. It's the worst thing you can do.
So I actually agree very strongly with Keaton that right now in BC, coming from oil and gas, I'm a little bit biased. There's a lot of economic drivers that have been attacked or like my mouth. This is what's happening. Right now, real estate in BC has been a huge boom for our economy. The increase in development provides a lot of good paying jobs, a lot of places to live. And the more that you attack that and put more expenses on that, that's just going to get passed down to the renter or to the end user if it's a buyer. And we're not even on the last one.
Just imagine if we're on the real show, we'd be on the 4th least hot wing with 6 more to go.
That's deranged. Yeah, I think I've about said all that I can physically say.
What are your thoughts, Gavin?
A good question. I'm kind of just chowing down on some ice right now. I don't know how Sean Evans does this on a weekly basis.
Straight face, no
Tonsils
sweat,
of steel.
no tears.
I think he's just basically ripped out his taste buds and everything.
I feel like I'm gonna be like Homer Simpson and I can start seeing a coyote run around. Have you guys seen that episode, the chili cook-off?
Nope.
That eats the super hot chili and starts getting delirious.
Well, Sean just says, at this point, it's just chasing the dragon, right? I'm almost feeling a little high in a way.
Woo!
I'm like really scared for this last one right now. That was brutal.
I'm not sure, like, I like wings and I'm scared that this is gonna ruin wings for me for life. And I've never been scared to burp or go to the bathroom or fart. But I'm gonna be now.
Right?
I'm gonna be terrified.
We need to take the dive now, guys.
What's that?
Let's get it done.
Get her done.
All right, guys. Final wing here.
Da bomb!
This is the bomb.
Don't drop her in the pitcher.
Could you imagine, like, hot water?
It might actually boil it.
Just a slight
I
hint
don't
of
want to
heat.
do it. I don't want to do it.
This is a habanero hot sauce, right, Cam?
Yeah. Nope. Nope.
As few chews as possible, just swallow.
It's pretty heavy in the cayenne, it tastes like.
Oh my god.
You see how much hot sauce is on these things?
It's actually burning the back of my mouth. I need more milk.
I'm gonna finish this.
I need more milk.
I did it, Adrian. I did it. Oh.
All right.
Woo!
Final wing. Down. What is the final advice you guys have to investors in the current market?
Don't do this. Don't do this to yourself.
This is bad. Why do we do this?
Nope.
So the advice I give to investors right now is to not be discouraged by. Ooh. It's hard. It comes up in your throat.
Yeah, the back of the throat.
My advice would be to not be discouraged by the
water's
news headlines or what you read from the newspaper, because that's. Are you guys really struggling this much?
Oh, God.
I'm tapping out to blow my nose.
Oh. Oh. I can't even right now. Ah! Why do we do this?
Oh, it's fine. My throat.
The water made it so much, it like spread it around.
Why do we do this?
I'm crying. Can you see this? I'm not like, I'm crying.
Is that still recording?
You might as well turn it off.
Ugh. Crying.
Okay, guys, so this went way worse than we anticipated.
It physically hurts.
I'm in so much pain right now.
Oh,
Oh, feels like we got fucking strep throat.
who does this? So much more respect for everyone on that show.
Oh, when you burp is bad.
Oh my mother-fearing Lord. Hashtag
Yep.
realtor life.
Where's our milk? No!
You guys are evil.
I think they cancel the event tonight.
We did this for you. For you!
Okay. That is it. This is the dumbest idea we've ever done. Honestly, I'm hurting. I'm in pain. And we gotta do an event here soon. If you guys like this video, big thumbs up, share it,
Please, God.
like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'll see you next week.
Oh.